for Ryo Hazuki, and he does a great job. He doesn't sound as impatient as he was in 2, but he's got a little bit more emotion this time around in 1. He's got a little bit more to him. I think he's probably had some time to kind of reflect on things. But there were a few other big name voice actors here as well. One of the ones who's kind of pretty topical right now, Johnny Young Bosch, was actually in this game. He played one of the guards. I thought I heard Yuri Lowenthal. When I looked at the cast on IMDb, I didn't see him, though. Richard Epcar, he's in there. He was, I think he was the leader of the monks at the Marshall Hall, where you could, like, fight people and stuff. The guy in, like, yellow with the bald head and the mustache. Kyle Hebert, I think, was in there as well, and Robbie Damon said on Facebook that he was in the game. He was a Fisher guy. So I had to seek that guy out, and I found, like, oh yeah, that is him. And Patrick Seitz was also in there, too. So they got, like, a bunch of big-name voice actors of different caliber and different calibers and different generations. Pretty much all of the established Shenmue characters, except for Joy, have been recast. Joy and Rhea are the only ones who are actually returning. Everyone else has been recast. That's going to come into play later on. Shenhua, obviously, is also recast. She sounds a bit better than she did in Shenmue 1 and 2. She sounds kind of stiff, though, and I think they might have done that maybe to match Corey Marshall's Ryo, because he was a bit stiffer as well, mainly because Ryo's a stiff character. This was primarily shown or made notice to me during the Face-Off minigame, where after you talk to Shenhua for a little bit, she's like, there's this new game that's taking China by storm called Face-Off, which is basically just like a facial and verbal rock, paper, scissors where you just make funny faces. I don't even understand how it works, because I think how it normally works is that you say what you are playing at the same time, but in the context of the game, they say it at separate times, so it's like, well, technically, there's no real skill. And it's sort of like just a game of chance, which was kind of strange. And you can talk to Shenhua as well, outside, once you get home. I say home, but like back to her house where you sleep. And after you talk to her for a little bit, she'll ask you questions about yourself. Obviously, if you've played Shenmue 1 and 2, you'll be able to answer these questions a little bit better than others. I apparently forgot that Ryo didn't like carrots. I had the option of, yes, I like carrots, no, I don't like carrots, and I used to dislike carrots, but now I do. Now I like carrots. And also questions about friends and stuff. So, just nice little treat into if for those who've played Shenmue 1 and 2. Since this takes place in China, there are a lot of characters with names that are a little confusing. The pronunciation of the names, though, is also pretty big on point. Ryo's the only one who kind of goes in and out a little bit. They also changed the order of some of these names. Like in Shenmue 2, you're looking for a man named Yuanda Ju, whereas here it's Ju Yuanda. Like they do that, and also Ryo's teacher in Shenmue 2, a woman who went by the name Li Xiao Tao. Here it's Tao Li Xiao, whenever she's mentioned. Again, that's going to come in later. But yeah, so interesting stuff. And like I said, the controls are generally better than 1 and 2. The menus were kind of... How to access the menu was a little confusing, because like how they switched it up. Like it's not... It's like I think it's one of the shoulder buttons, if I'm not mistaken. So that was kind of strange. And you have to go in there to like eat food and whatnot. Combat is about the same as it's always been. The combos are a little different, and you still have to learn moves and whatnot, but it's not like